Hey guys, what's up? This is David from ConMenRDW here, and I am at the Behemoth booth at PAX East 2023. I'm here with Ian, and he's going to be answering some questions for me as I play Alien Hominid Invasion. And we're getting some gameplay, ask a couple questions, and I'm just really excited to play basically what is the sequel of Alien Hominid after all of these years. So this is gonna be really good. So already off the bat here, we're seeing a vast difference from Alien Hominid 1.
Oh yes.
Where that game was probably retro gaming at its finest, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Especially considering gameplay. GameCube is retro now. God, I'm old. But that was like a one-hit thing.
Yes.
So now we have a health bar.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we do. One of the biggest differences.
Thank God for that. So we're gonna go normal, and we are gonna play the intro again.
Yeah, this is a little tutorial experience, kind of give you some tools that you're gonna need to survive the invasion.
So we're churning the hominids here. Okay?
Yeah, that's just like that's the origin right there where the aliens come from. That's a mothership. She's a new character we introduced.
Mothership launch.
What you didn't see was an opening cinematic that would normally occur before this.
Was it the one from the trailers?
Yeah, yeah.
16 years later?
Exactly. So it just kind of picks up right where the last one, what's been going meantime. But they've been on a trajectory to Earth for the last 16 years.
It's not the game has been in development. It's not that the game took a while. They took a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're just catching. They're just catching up.
And I love that we already have some tech involved here with the dodge roll being like iframes here. Basically just dodge through things.
Yep. In addition to, there was a roll in the original, but this time now there's also a dive, and the dig is there as well, which, but each feature has kind of been rethought about from the ground up. Some downward shooting, a lot more maneuverability, a lot more aerial and verticality in this game compared to the last. You're going to need to get on top of houses and buildings, and that's how you're going to do it. We're just reinforcing the role here. It's really important in terms of surviving and surviving all the agents, surviving the onslaught, I should say.
So Alien Hominid is pretty much like the bread and butter and like the kind of like the origins of the Behemoth company. Everyone who's been with you guys for so long, Castle Crashers, like Battle Block Theater, that was the game that was pretty much kind of inspired by the PDA game from Alien Hominid.
Yes,
right?
That's correct.
So like a lot of your bangers have been inspired or like come from Alien Hominid. So like what made you guys want to go back to it, or have you guys always wanted to but the time hasn't been right?
Yeah, a little bit of that, and also kudos on your knowledge of like the with Battle Block Theater and PDA. I feel like that's
been with y'all since the very beginning.
So years back, once we finished Pit People, we started to take a look at Alien Hominid, because it's been disappearing from console. At the moment, you can only find it on Xbox 360 via backpad, unless you have a 360 still. So we were started looking at that and what we wanted to do about it. And Dan Paladin, who's the art director, kind of creative force, started looking at it and brought up and posed the question: what if we made this game today? Like, what if we take all our last 20 years of experience and create a modernized version of Alien Hominid? And in that, we started to look at all the different mechanics and features and started to rethink them and rebuild them from the ground up. And what we ended up with was a whole new game that, yes, takes place after the original, but is not completely a sequel in that it's this retake, not necessarily reimagination, but rebuilt game. It's a modernized run and gun co-op or cooperative run and gun. As if, answering the question if Alien was made today.
So there's a lot going on here. first moments, a lot of the aliens dropped out of the ship here, so it's not just you.
Yes.
So, like, can you explain what we saw on the last screen before we even got down here?
Yeah, so that's a cinematic that occurs right before you enter your first level, city level, and it's essentially the mothership has arrived, and the aliens are now beaming down to invade Earth. So when we go, and then you transitioned into game, and you and a bunch of other aliens were falling down, beaming down to Earth in a group. So those are ones are all controlled by AI, but I should mention, it's a good point to mention that the game does support up to 4 players. So in another reality, those 3 of those at least could be 3 friends
And
or
it's
3
going to
other
be
players.
online and local multiplayer.
And yeah, we will have local and online play. Yes. Another fun fact with those aliens is that you can interact with them just as you would other player-controlled ones. So you can jump on their backs, do a roll, and then they're on your back shooting while you run around.
So straight off the bat, also I'm seeing that Alien Hominid was more like a level-to-level run-and-gun shooter type of situation. This more looks like an opener area with objectives that you're completing as you're going through.
You're exactly right. The original was a side-scrolling, was an arcade-style side-scroller. So you go mainly left to right. Stop the camera, and some scripted moments would happen, and you continue on. This time, it's completely wide open. It's not as linear. It's a non-linear game. You can go left, you can go right, you can go up. It's more of a playground and more of a freedom to go wherever you want. And then with that, you are currently in the intel phase where you collect intel, and then you're going to send that intel to the mothership, and then she's going to assign you an objective. And so, yes, as you said, it's more an objective-based playground rather than completing the level in that like classic arcade-style sense.
Yeah, thank goodness you guys don't have one-hit kills anymore. This will be ridiculous. This will be ridiculous.
It was tough. It's notorious for being, arguably one of our hardest game, our hardest game.
And also, I'm seeing a lot of enemy variety already up front. The agents have like jetpacks, lasers, a whole bunch of stuff going on here already.
Yeah, we have a ton of enemy types. Not just agents, little flying robots. We got beam bots, fly bots, spark bots. Those are some digesters. They were in the original, and you just freed some. They're going to help you out. They don't do damage, but they're inconvenient. They'll jump on agents' shoulders and whatnot, and they'll jump on your shoulders as well. As you progress, as you get a little further along, you'll come across different enemy types and different and more advanced objectives as well. That guy is that's the bounder. You can't defeat the bounder, and
the ball thing.
Yeah, virtually it's very inconvenient and floats around and will obviously will deflect all your shots. Like the original, you can jump on agents' backs, but this time around you can throw them. You can also jump on the jetpackers as well and kind of control them to a certain degree until the jetpack eventually explodes. Yep. You completed 2 objectives, so you've unlocked the extraction. If you wanted to, you could have stayed to get more experience, more points, and more coins. But I don't know if you noticed, there's an aggression meter at the bottom that slowly builds. The aliens, the agents will get more aggressive and more abundant as that goes
So it's
up.
kind of like if you go in, do what you got to do, and leave, you probably won't deal with that many issues. But then the longer you take, the harder it will be. So whether it be like a trade-off thing where it's like you want to stay because you'll get like resources and stuff like that you can use later. Or?
Exactly, just risk versus reward. You're gonna stay in there. You're gonna get more points, and more coins the longer you stay.
Oh, so I got a lot of.
We unlocked some weapons for you. So pretty sure the B gun, which was the first one, didn't exist the last time we showed this at PAX. Got a flamethrower, minigun, 6-shooter. A lot more customization this time away. In the original, you had the grenade, which you have equipped right now. You're an invader, but that's the Sky Ranger, which gives you short-term flight. And I think you have the vampire in there. That's also a callback to the to HD. I don't know if you remember.
Off,
yep,
right?
yeah, you would decap when you'd ride on the thing. We don't have that mechanic as just as part of the default moveset, so it's now a mutation where you'll kind of fly across. Yeah, you can fly across screen. You have these open mouth fangs, and you will do something very nasty to the agents.
So there's a lot of customization where like people can pretty much play the game how they want to, or like how they want it to feel.
Exactly. That's exactly. Yeah. You could build different player setups that fit your play style. One of the mutations is a healer. Can drop hearts to heal you and other players. You can design your boosts around that and just and do a lot of fun stuff, min-maxing your character, your alien.
So it looks like there's like an overworld map going on.
Yep,
here,
you're in the city map.
Yeah.
So going back to the non-linearity, right now you only have one choice, but when you're on that first row of city blocks, you can go left or you can start anywhere on that first. Once you commit, then you have limited choices. But say you get to this next node right here, you could go either there or there.
Ah, I see.
Yep, one block at a time.
Is the multiplayer also going to be like drop in, drop out for local, or?
Yes.
Oh.
So this weapon doesn't have a charge, but it does have a reload, and it has more.
Oh yeah, I see on the bottom. Right
Yep,
there, yeah.
more shots in the clip too. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Can you do the thing where you grab them underground and just like pull them under?
That was in the original. This time around, you pop up, sending them flying.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's a good way to like stun like a group of them and then take them out. There's functional aspects with digging too. They're not here, but sometimes there are these weighted orbs that will stick to you, and you can dig to get them off of you. So there's also a functional aspect to it this time around.
I know so like I said, one thing with Behemoth is you guys like to do a lot of references to like your other games and stuff like that. So I would think, safe to assume, Castle Crash Ahead might be a cosmetic maybe.
All I can say,
Head, maybe.
yeah, all I can say is you can expect some cameos from our other games.
Is there gonna be any like voice acting akin to like BattleBlock?
There's a little bit. When you hear, there's no narration in this game, but the aliens and bosses have another kind of gibberish style. A little like someone like Pit People, but a little bit, but definitely unique to its own thing. So we have Monica Franco, who she did some voice work on Pit People. She did several characters in there, and she'll be on this. And that's the only one we've done so far. But we're talking to other people and like and still doing some more voice work. but mainly it does. It's like it is a kind of a gibberish format, I guess you could say.
You said you were also a part of the sound on the game.
Yeah, I work with a sound designer and composer, which is Patrick Catani, who we've been collaborating with since Battle Block Theater, and he also did a lot of the music in Pit People as well.
Yeah, the soundtracks have been really good on the game recently, so I'm looking forward to seeing what tracks we get in Alien Hominid.
Yeah, they've been we've been streaming the game a lot, and they've gotten really great response. You can actually find a lot of it. We went ahead and already pre-released some of them on, or he did, I should say, on Spotify. So you can find songs you've heard on the game and on streams on Spotify already. But it's not all of them, and there's going to be a bunch. There's going to be a bunch more that you haven't heard.
These levels are vertical. Very vertical.
Yeah, there's a lot more, and there's also a lot of cool dynamics this time around with the music. When you're in the intel phase, it'll have a more of a lower intensity, and then when you go to that objective phase, it'll increase in intensity. So the music will rise and fall with what you're doing in terms of objectives, but continue to get crazy, just like the game, and just as the aggression goes up and the longer you stay in the level.
So what would you say is like one of your favorite ways to play this game, or like how you like to kit your alien?
Oh yeah. Personally, I'm a fan of it wasn't in the weapon, the random weapons you were given this time, but we have an energy knife.
Oh, nice.
So it's a melee weapon. So you lose a little on range, but it's a lot of fun for some up close fighting. I like to pair that with a Sky Ranger, which is the short-term flight. So it's really fun in that you can go, you run up, and then you fly really high up in the air till get to, say, if you're fighting a boss that's in the air or whatever, and then just and just hack away agents in the air and then fall to the ground. So it's almost like you're just this awesome little alien, ninja alien or something like that. So that's one of my fun things. Another fun one in the office that we like is in terms of multiplayer is the stacking that I mentioned earlier. When you're playing with multiple aliens, you can hop on each other's heads, and the alien on the bottom is controlling direction while everyone can be shooting in different directions. It's a lot of fun, and it's really silly because then you, with all the aliens stacked on you, can then go jump on top of an agent, and it just gets really silly. It's fun to watch.
Okay, it looks like also on the map too, there's different indications of what you can expect from the areas, better loot, more money.
Yeah. There's little icons on the node maps, whether warning you that there's hazards. Where those kids are, those are what we call the kid hideout. That's where you can secure your loot that you've had along the way, because if you die during the progress of this mission, you'll lose all that. So if you make it to the hideout, you can secure your loot, and there's also a shop in there where you can buy more weapons and boosts and heads. Yep, that's I think you just equipped the weapon specialist. Yeah, you can equip 2 weapons with that one. And then as you progress in the city map, you'll see an HQ at the very end. That's when you get there, that's where you take on a boss at the agent headquarters, and then often get a cinematic after that. We're only showing 3 bosses at this show. You'll get a random boss at the end of your second level you play.
So it almost has kind of like roguelike elements type of way to it.
There's a little bit of that, but it's not as punishing in that way. But yeah, in terms of the non-linear and
so
pathing how you want to go.
If I go through this area, chose this route, or like before I get to the enemy headquarters, I die? Do I like start back with keep some things that I got, and then I like go back through a different path?
And here's the thing with that: you saw the difficulty in the full game.
Yeah.
There's another mode choice after that, which is permakeep and mastery. Permakeep is if you die during the course of that mission, you keep all your stuff. You just start back where you started. If you're on mastery, you lose your entire inventory, but not your access to that stuff or to that higher tier weapons or your progress. So you can really, not only can you customize the alien, you can customize your experience with how friendly or how punishing you want it to be.
Also, when these levels are starting out, there's like at least 25 aliens that hop out of this ship. Is it going to be like an online thing where there's that many players actively playing at the same time, or is it going to be mostly like 4 players max and then the rest are AI?
It's no, we're doing 4 players max. I have been hearing that, I will say. But no, that's more a contextual story thing.
Gotcha,
of,
okay.
you in the cinematic, you jump down with a bunch of aliens, so we're just continuing that sequence in game. And it looks cool. Oh, you got the B gun. B gun's really fun. There's a little homing to it, as you can see when you shoot.
Yeah.
It's relatively, I guess it's somewhere on one of the more newer weapons we added.
Did I like single frame? Did I get them? Or
I'm sorry?
So did I get that last hit, or was it like last second I missed it?
I think you missed it by like the last, because
Oh.
roll and dig.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I think so, because Mothership assigned you a new objective, right?
Okay.
So if you fail an objective, you just get reassigned one immediately. Yeah.
Okay, I'm picking it up now. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
evac phase, basically?
Yes. So you've opened the extraction beam, and now here's that risk versus reward. Whether you want to stay, your aggression meter is almost maxed, or do you go and not lose anything? Yeah, we always see that with it's interesting. We see that with new players. Like, it's always good to do. You need to play one mission run, kind of get a sense of what it is, and then you're like, okay. And then you always perform. You tend to perform much better on the second run.
So all of those orange boxes that I grabbed, those are loot boxes, then I gotta get to the hideout, and then they'll open?
They'll open, yeah. Yep, you'll see what's in it and secure them. And they will be part of your inventory.
So with Behemoth, like this is the team's 6th game, right? Yeah, 5th game?
5th game.
5th game.
I had to count for a second.
But yeah, like I totally didn't expect you guys to be here at PAX, let alone have a new game going on. So it was a lot of the player retention, or a lot of the player response has been like, babe, wake up, Behemoth's dropping a new game.
Yeah, so we announced this actually at PAX East 2020.
Oh, yeah.
3 years ago. And that was the last time this game has been in front of at a physical trade show. We've done some online stuff, and we did a beta in 2021. But this is, yeah, it's been 3 years since getting in front of people. So yeah, the response has been really fantastic. A lot of people just happy to.
Yeah, because you all are here, and then also like Adventure Quest has like their own presence in their own way. So I'm just like, there's just a lot of games coming back, and I'm like, am I in like 2006 again? What the heck happened?
I know it is pretty interesting that it's like not only our return to PAX, but then our return to this game. It's just like, yeah, a lot of different layers to what's going on. But yeah, everyone's been super great, super kind. Some people learning about it, like you said, like learning about it for the first time. A lot of people, a handful of people who played it in 2020 and then, got to see all the changes and everything, like how it's progressed to now. Some people who've been and others who've been following it online and whatnot. Just excited to get to play it in person again. But yeah, response in general has been really positive, and as always, PAX attendees are always very, very kind. And fun to talk to. It's been a while since like talking with people about the game and what we've been doing and stuff in person.
And also as I'm playing too, I'm like looking in the background, peeping all of the
all
signs and stuff. I'm like, that's that Behemoth humor that I still love so much.
Fish are like plants.
We still poisonous frogs. Everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, humor and the environment art. There are some callbacks to the original game, but there are definitely a lot of new ones as well. Yeah, there's some funny bits in there. Got a boss, here we go. And this is Megabot, as voiced by Monica Franco.
Oh,
yeah.
So with multiple players, would it be like I'm in this part of the map, and I'm like, hey there guys, the boss is over here. The boss is over, and I gotta like run over to me, or is it like gonna be pretty much like we're all going to be in the same area when the boss fights.
If you're playing local, you'll have a shared screen,
Uh-huh.
and then there's some expanding to a certain degree with the camera. But if you're knocked off screen really fast, we'll throw up an icon to kind of indicate where you are until you fall back into frame. Nice, congratulations.
Forward to when this game drops. Do you guys have like a release window right now? Or?
Yeah, our window is this year. We're coming out this year, 2023. We don't have a hard date just yet, but we're slated for this year.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we're coming out on PC or Windows on Steam, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and the Nintendo Switch, all the things.
But yeah, that was my gameplay for Alien Hominid Invasion at the Behemoth booth at PAX East 2023. Thank you so much, Ian, for your time and allowing me to play this game, getting 2 runs through here. Really looking forward to getting my hands on this, playing this through with some friends for sure. Later in 2023, fingers crossed for sure, hopefully. But yeah, we will definitely be looking forward to it.
Awesome, thanks for playing.
Thank you.